The Future of Chinese Management Research, a theory of Chinese management versus a Chinese theory of management. Two approaches to the evolution of Chinese scholarship are possible. The first, developing a theory of Chinese management, focuses on applying and refining theories developed elsewhere in a Chinese context. In this case, the emergence of the Chinese economy represents an important natural experiment for the test and refinement of general management theories. The second, developing a Chinese theory of management, focuses on creating explanations for the existence of Chinese management phenomena that are uniquely Chinese. This approach rejects a research agenda created by Western scholars in favor of a research agenda created by Chinese scholars in order to understand Chinese phenomena. The implications of choosing either of these approaches for the future of Chinese management research and possible relationships between them are discussed. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth, then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassing and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there, hard won them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay. In leaves no step had trend them black. Oh, I keep the first for another day. Yet knowing how we least on the way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sign. Somewhere aged and aged tongues, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. In the poem, Frost beautifully describes the challenges associated with making decisions and the uncertainty. Often the advantages and disadvantages of alternative roads are unclear, really about the same. It is often difficult, especially for a single person, to follow more than one road. Sorry, I could not travel both. And often these decisions are closely to reverse how we list on the way. But the point reminds us that as difficult as it is to make these decisions, they must inevitably be made, or we will never travel through the yellow wood, and that, in retrospect, in a classically pace-dependent way, the choices we make end up making all the difference. Like Frost Traveler, Chinese management scholars face choice about which road to take to develop this field of work. Will Chinese scholarship focus on deductive theory development and testing, or will Chinese scholarships focus on inductive, tick description approaches to research? Will Chinese scholarship focus on knowledge for knowledge's sake, or will it focus on application and improving from performance? Will Chinese management professors be trained largely in vast methods and approaches? Or are there some uniquely Chinese approaches that will evolve and develop? However, the options facing Chinese management scholars are, if anything, even less clear than the choices facing Frost Traveler. Frost imagined two pre-existing roads through the world, while the options facing Chinese management scholars do not currently exist. Instead, these futures are being created right now by Chinese management scholars, by the Chinese managers and organizations they study, by the reviewers and editors who respond to this research, and by management scholars around the world who read it. The choices made by these individuals and